G'day, it's Pete here and I'm back for another Seeing Through the Cards. Now today what I wanted to do is just give you some practice hands to see if you can work out what you know about the hands using the lessons we've done already. So for this what we've got is I've got 6 practice hands that we'll do, and I'll go through and I'll get you to a critical point. I want you to pause the video and have a look and try and work out what you know about these hands. And then what I'll do is I'll just move on to the next hand, and then at the end, after we've gone through all 6, I'll give my thoughts on what you can actually know here. So let's jump in and see what we can do. So for this first one, we just had an auction go 1 club, pass 2 clubs. This was just inverted minors, but we bid 3 no trumps, and this got passed out. And here, the first trick went the 8 of spades, low, jack, and we're going to win it. But what I want you to do is I'll pop open the bidding. Here's the bidding again. You can look for clues there if you want. We can also look for what's going on this hand. So what do we actually know about this hand? Pause the video now and try and tell me what's going on here. All right, on to the next hand. So for this one, the auction started with 1 club and they bid a diamond. But we got in there heart, 1 spade, pass, 2 spades, 3 hearts, pass, 3 spades. And this went all pass. But for this, what I want you to do is pause here and tell me what you know about the auction so far. I think this is a very revealing auction. And then we'll jump in, we'll look at the play as well. And we got the King of Diamonds lead. So here I'll just pop open the bidding again. So here's the bidding. And I want you to tell me what you think about what's going on in the hand. I'll give you the rest of trick 1. So low diamond, and that's what we got to see. So once again, we've got the bidding, and we've got trick 1. So tell me what you think's going on with this hand. Let's move on to the next. All right, this one actually came from a weekly free tournament where it was an auction I'd just never seen before. So there's lots to this auction. Here the auction went pass, pass. And we got in with the diamond, 1 heart. Next went pass, a spade. So already a pretty unusual auction. And this went pass, pass, and now partner came back in with 2 clubs. So that's different. But the auction didn't stop there. So I went pass, pass, and then it went 2 diamonds. And then partner went in and bid 3 clubs. And this got passed out. So what do you think's going on this hand? So let's see what information we actually know about this one. So have a good think about this. All right, and now we'll pass and we'll get the opening lead. I want you just to switch you over to Declarer's point of view. So we've jumped up there. So what I want you to do is be able to tell me, what do you know about the shape? What's going on here? What's the lead from? This one, super simple auction. 1 no trump, all pass, and we got the 5 of spades lead. So we just went low, 7, and we win. All right, what's going on with the spades? What's the lead from? Who's got what? Another similar one. We just bid a heart. Partner raised hearts. Here, in this hand, I just offered 3 no trumps. Bidding 4 hearts is fine. Same sort of thing. And we get passed. And we get a spade. So in this hand, what do we know from this? Here's the auction. And then the play. And I'll just give you an extra trick. You want to pause here, work out what you know about this, and I'll just play a couple more tricks. Okay, what's going on? What do you know? And now we'll move on to the final hand. Here we don't have much excitement here, but East passed, we passed, West passed. And then partner opened. We just passed that. West got in there with a spade, and we passed that out. And we got the ace of clubs lead. So what's going on here? What do we know about this hand? So again, got the ace of clubs lead, and we'll pop that open again. All right, so they're the hands. So hopefully you've had a good think about what you think is going on these. And what we'll do is we'll go through my thoughts on what's going on in these hands. Okay, and I'll just open up all the cards so that you can see everything, but we'll talk through what I think is going on here. So we'll open up all the cards so you can see everything, but I'll talk through my thoughts here. So this was the first hand. This auction went 1 club, 2 clubs inverted minors, 3 no trumps. I don't think this auction is very revealing. The main thing that you can tell from the auction here is West didn't want to overcall. There's very little information about the East hand. West didn't want to make it take out double. They didn't want to overcall. But the opponents don't really have any points. We've got 19 opposite 11. So we've got 30 points. So it's very rare that we'd see any bidding here. So not the most revealing auction. What I think is interesting was the opening lead. So here we got the 8 of spades, and it's hard to tell what's going on in spades. Initially, you might think, oh, that looks like top of a doubleton. That's a high card. But there's a few clues that we can actually work out spades were 3-3 on this hand. So what we can actually think about here is we're missing Queen, Jack, 10. So first is East should be playing the lower of touching cards. So if East had Queen, Jack, 10, which would be consistent with this being top of a doubleton, then what we'd know is they should be playing the 10, not the Jack. So when they play the Jack, we can instantly place the 10 over in this West hand. And once the 10's in that West hand, we've now seen that West has led low. We've played the 8 and then the 10. So the only chance that's with the robots playing is 8, 10, queen. That's the only layout that they can be. So spades can be 3-3. So we could play this hand super easily, which is we could just play a low spade and duck it. Or if you were any element of doubt, we could go over to the north hand and then just play a spade towards the 9, letting them have a trick. But, you know, they can't attack diamonds, and our 4 of spades will set up to be a trick here very, very easily. So for this one, the 8 of spades looked high, but the fact that East didn't put the 10 on, which they should do playing the equal lower of touching cards, means that West has the 10, and now that 8 is actually a low card. If the 8's a low card, the only thing that makes sense is low from 3. And spades are 3-3. Let's move on to hand number 2. This one had a pretty interesting auction. So here, partner bid a club. There was a 1 diamond overcall. We bid a heart, 1 spade, pass, 2 spades, 3 hearts, pass, 3 spades, all pass. Okay, so what can we actually tell from this auction? So there are quite a few clues in this, so I'll leave this auction up for a bit. So first of all, how many hearts do we know partner's got? So a club, a diamond, a heart, one spade. This pass here is a very revealing pass. If you play support doubles, you know your partner does not have 3 hearts. If they had 3 hearts, they would double in this spot. When they don't double, they don't have 3 hearts. So we can limit their hearts to only 2 hearts. The other thing that we can work out is partner didn't rebid 2 clubs. If they had 6 clubs, they would very often be bidding 2 clubs in this scenario. So it looks like partner doesn't have 6 clubs. So this pass here, very revealing. We know that their maximum clubs are 5. We know their maximum hearts are 2. Okay, the opponents then bid the spade, 2 spades, 3 spades. Usually when the opponents compete to 3 spades over your 3-level spot here, especially when vulnerable, it's because they've got extra trump length. Sometimes it's extra shape, but this is often that they've got 4 spades. And we actually get to see that when dummy comes down. But we could actually just guess this, that they've got a 9-card spade fit based on this. But here, if they've got a 9-card spade fit, we've got 2. You'd think partner's got 2. If you've got any doubts, they could still have 3 occasionally. So at any rate, partner could have 3 spades. But I would be hedging my bets that they've got partner's only got a doubleton spade. Now, what we can actually tell in this bidding, once they compete to 3 spades, is when your partner opens 1 club, even if it's only a 3-card suit initially, this auction, we know partner doesn't have 4 spades. We think they don't even have 3, but we can categorically rule out that they've got 4. We can categorically rule out partner's got 4 hearts as well. We know they didn't make a support double. We can rule out 3. What I'm trying to get at here is we know partner doesn't have only 3 clubs. The only time that you open 1 club with a 3-card suit is when you also have a 4-card major. Once we've ruled out a 4-card major here, partner has at least 4 clubs. The fact that we think that they're 2-2 in the minors, 2-2 in the majors, actually makes it really likely that this is their hand shape overall. We could very much pinpoint this hand shape, because with a doubleton heart and a doubleton spade, they have to have 5 clubs and 4 diamonds. Their clubs are longer than their diamonds for sure. We didn't think that they've got 6 clubs. We don't think that they've got 3 hearts. Even if they're 4-4 in the minors and actually had a 3rd spade, usually people would open a diamond there as well. Depends on partnership, that one. But if you think partner has 2 spades, and if you think partner has 2 hearts, this is the only hand shape they can have. And that would actually suggest bidding more here, bidding 4 clubs or 5 clubs or something. Also, what if partner had fewer hearts? What if they had a singleton heart or a singleton spade? Then they would have done more bidding in this spot here as well. So this pass here is very revealing that I think that you could just place this hand shape from the bidding. Now, anyway, there are a few extra clues when the play gets going to corroborate this. So partner leads the king of diamonds, which looks like they're leading from ace king. And what they've done is, if you think about the lead here, it looks like partner's leading ace king, which is a great lead. But you can also rule out partner hasn't led your suit. There are a couple of other good things to lead from. And we've bid 1 heart, 3 hearts, and partner still hasn't chosen to do that, but chosen to lead an ace king in the opponent's suit. So partner doesn't have a fantastic lead in our suit, so maybe they will avoid, but we can rule that out from all the other information. Can partner have a singleton heart? Singleton hearts are great leads, and if partner had a singleton heart, they would have led that there. And we can rule out 3 based on the lack of support double, so we can absolutely hone in they've got 2 hearts. We think that spades are 5-4. We can hone in on the doubleton spade here. If the West player had 6 spades, that would be the one bidding 3 spades here, not their partner. So it really, really looks like the 2-2 4-5 shape. I think there are more than enough clues to absolutely just lock in this shape, even before you see the dummy. But when you see the dummy and the lead, I think that just corroborates that a lot. Let's move on to the next deal. Okay, so this is the auction that I'd never seen before, and won't ever see again. So let's just bring it up and talk through what clues I thought there were in this auction. So it went pass. We opened a diamond, a heart, and partner passed, which seems fine. I've got quite a good hand here, but they have no appropriate bid. They can't bid a no trump. Bidding 2 clubs would be like okay, but usually you're like sort of 10-ish points. You're like maybe a little bit weak for it. And now East bid a spade. So this bid, you can be a 4-card suit very occasionally, but they're essentially showing 5 spades here. And we passed, and that went pass, and they went in and bid 2 clubs. Okay, so here partner has a club suit now. They're trying to show that weaker hand. They haven't supported us, so you know that they're going to have short diamonds. You also know that the opponents haven't found a fit in hearts, and they haven't really got a fit in spades. They could have a fit in spades, but they haven't supported it. They've found a playable spot in spades based on this pass. If West had a singleton spade, they would not be passing him. So 2 is like the absolute minimum that they could have. Anyway, I went pass, and now West came back in with 2 diamonds. They're now bidding my suit. There is no way that they would actually do this with only a 4-card suit. They just wouldn't be doing that. So here West is really highlighting they've got a 5-5 shape, but also they've found a playable spot in spades. Again, they wouldn't pass with a singleton. And then partner came in with 3 clubs, and we can go all pass. I think it is very clear that West has 2 spades, 5 hearts, and 5 diamonds on this hand. They could have like 5 hearts, 5 diamonds, and 3 spades, but they would be trying to play in spades with like a potential of a genuine fit. This 2 diamond bid really highlights we only found a playable spot in spades. We didn't find a great fit in spades. So I think their hand shape here is absolutely known. And when the 2 of hearts is, we know hearts are 5-1. We know there are 5 diamonds over there. We know that they don't have a singleton spade, so they've got a couple of spades, and they shouldn't have 3, because otherwise they would be just trying to support spades, or maybe make it takeout double, or something else. And that they've got a singleton club. There is slight chances that they had like a void club and 1 extra diamond, or something strange like that. But I think this is like the minimum hand shape that you can actually guess on this hand. All right, let's move on to the next one. All right, here we opened no trump, and it went all pass. And here it was kind of interesting to try and guess the lead of what's going on. So here is the play at trick 1. Now, lots of people would go, oh, it looks like West has led low from their king of spades or something. But here, I think there are just enough clues that you can work out that that's not what's going on. So first of all, what is this 5 of spades actually from? Now, firstly, if this was 4th highest or from a 5-card suit or anything like that, and giving West these king 10-9, if the player has king 10-9, 5 of spades, often they would lead top of an interior sequence. They would be leading the 10 from that holding, right? So because they didn't lead the 10, it looks like East has one of those cards. So we can place at least one of those cards in the East hand. So the next question is, let's say you want to play the lower of touching cards. So here, importantly, the 8 is in the dummy. So the 9 and the 7 are effectively touching. Okay, so this 9 and 7 are effectively touching. So here, if the 9 of spades was in the West hand, and East had to have one of the king 10-9, you wouldn't see them put the 7 in. The only reason they put the 7 in is because they've also got the 9. So once we've placed the 9 and the 7 in the east hand, what do we go through next? Okay, so there are a couple of options here. There's 2 guesses we could actually have of what West has led from. Firstly, it would be fine for them to be leading the 5 from King 10-5. That is completely consistent with how this play went. So 5 to the 7. If West had King 10-5, that is fine. And if you guess that, that's great. The other option is top of a doubleton. Because once the 9's here, that's the only thing left over. So top of a doubleton, 5-4 doubleton is over there. And east is actually the player with spades. These are the 2 guesses that we can get to. And the reasoning we've gone through, they didn't lead the 10 of spades, which is what they would lead from King 10-9-5. The second is who has the 9 of spades? Well, East has the 9 of spades because of their play of the 7, because we know that East has at least one of those spades. So then the follow-up thing is, well, what do you just think is more likely? Are they leading low from the king, or are they leading top of a doubleton? Now, both of these aren't particularly clear leads to do, and it's fine to guess either of them. And this really just depends on who you're playing. I was playing against the robots, and the robots actually prefer leading passively. So for me, I thought that it was 5-4 doubleton or top of a doubleton, or even a singleton was another possible option, and that East had the lengthened spades, not West. So tricky one that West leads spades. Often people think that looks like 4th highest. Once I could rule that out from the King 10-9, not top of an interior sequence. Then is it from King 3rd, top of a doubleton or a singleton? And then you just want to try and prioritize what you think they're actually from. All right, let's move on to the next board. This one, again, was sort of trying to guess what was going on in the spades. Here, this was the auction went 1 diamond. We just bid 1 heart. Partner supported. We offered no trumps. And partner went back to 4 hearts. Bidding's not too important here. Main clues from the bidding is East didn't overcall. They didn't make it take out double of diamonds. West didn't overcall a spade. They're sort of the clues that you've got. And when you look at the dummy in the hand, they're not really going to help you too much. Anyway, we got the 4 of spades lead to the 10. So straight away, what I'd go is who has the 9 of spades? It is West. West has the 9 of spades because East should be playing the lower of touching cards. So we know West has led low from something. They've led low from 3, 4, 5 cards. We can rule that, like we can lock that in. The 9 of spades is there, not in the East hand. West has a higher card than what they've led. So they're not leading top of a doubleton. They're not leading a singleton. Then what we actually got from there, the subsequent play, was after we finessed, we see the 5 of spades. We actually see the 3. So here, after the 4 and then the 3, we know, just seeing the 4 and the 3, that would just lock in West has either 2 spades or 5, right? But we can also place the 9 of spades in the West hand, and therefore we know West actually has 5 spades on this hand. So we can place West with the 5 card spades, East with 2. We know that any subsequent spades we play before drawing trumps would actually get trumped at this stage. And let's move on to the final board. Okay, so this one was, we didn't have much of a hand, but I was just sort of trying to read the auction, what was going on. So there's 3 passes and 1 diamond here. We passed, 1 spade, and then passed out. And partner led the ace of clubs. So the lead isn't too important. It's when we see the ace, when playing with robots, the ace is from ace king doubleton, or singleton ace. So at that stage, we know West has at least 3 clubs. But Here, what's pretty interesting is about the high card points. So we don't have very many. We've got 3, and the East hand was the dummy, which had 7. So there are 30 points missing, and we've stopped at the 1 level here. Now, importantly here is this pass by West originally. So West doesn't have 12 points. We know that for a certainty. So the most they can have is 11. And that would give our partner 19. Now, that's what they actually do have on this hand. But our partner's got at minimum 19. They can't really be too much stronger than that either. So just from this auction and looking at the pass and then reading it, you know that they don't have that good of a hand. So our partner pretty much has to have 19 points and West has 11. The next thing is, well, what sort of hands would partner actually bid with 1 diamond and then pass and not ever bid again with 19 points? So let's look at a couple of options that they could actually do. So the first is, if they had 18, 19 balanced, often what you would do is when you would open 1 diamond, when they bid a spade, you don't need to jump to 2 no trumps anymore once partner's passed. You can actually just bid 1 no trump, and that would be 18, 19 balanced. So that's a hand type that they could do, but they didn't do that. So what extra criteria would you need for 18, 19 balanced is you would need a spade stopper as well. So if you had 19 points in a balanced hand but no spade stopper, you might not bid again. So you might just bid 1 diamond and then just pass out a spade because you don't have the stopper for 1 no trump. The second alternative that you could try and pinpoint your partner down to on this is they could have an unbalanced 19 count, but not have a second suit to bid. And that's because the opponents have actually bid their second suit. So another reasonable guess for what's going on with partner's hand is maybe they've got 5 diamonds and 4 spades and a singleton, and they have that unbalanced hand with no second suit. They don't want to just repeat their diamonds because that would show more diamonds. They don't want to show a big balanced hand. So that's that. Here, partners sort of got both of those. They had a 4-4-1 shape, and they also had no spade stopper. Like they could consider bidding 2 hearts, but like that would show more diamonds. So they're sort of stuck for a bit. But a pretty interesting one where you know your partner has a very strong hand but didn't follow up. So they either don't have a stopper or the opponents are bidding one of their suits. And it sort of turned out to be both in this case. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed these practice hands, and let me know what you thought about what inferences you could draw from them. Anyway, thanks all for watching, and I hope this helps you see through the cards. Bye for now.